Hi guys, James Buckley here. I want to shoot a quick video here, and in this video I want to shoot something here, talk to you about something here that's very important to your network marketing career. When I say career, I mean you're in it for life. So I want to get right to the point about what your product is. Now, I'm not talking about the company that you're working for. I'm not talking about the product or service that you provide. I'm talking about your product is people. Your product is people. So if you learn more about people in this industry, you will become successful because you'll be able to speak the language of your potential business seekers or your customers or clients. So definitely in this video, I want to talk to you about the 4 major character traits or personalities that people are displaying. And first of all, I'm going to give you a little recap. In this first video, I want to talk to you about what's known as the real name is called the choleric, which is the red personality. And that's the color that a lot of people teach these, and they teach them in different ways. They call them colors: red, blue, yellow, or green, meaning the red is a choleric, the blue is a sanguine, the green is a melancholy, and the yellow is the phlegmatic. So I want to talk to you this video about the choleric. Now, the choleric is one of the most dominating character traits that there is. They call them red because that is a real loud color. And if you want to speak about a red personality, there's a loud one. Their patterns of behavior is self-contained and direct. And self-contained means they're reserved and uncommunicative, meaning that you have to initiate the conversation with them, but when you get them to talking, they really will talk. But their main pattern of behavior is self-contained and they're direct. So if you draw the line, most people teach it like this: if you draw the line with take a piece of paper and draw the line down the center and across the middle, and at the top you put self-contained, and at the bottom you put open, and at the left you put indirect, and the right you put direct. The red would be at the top right, meaning that they're self-contained and direct. And a little bit about their pace. A red is fast-paced and they're decisive, very decisive. And their predominant brain hemisphere, and when I say predominant brain hemisphere, you need to know that either the neurons that wire and fire together in the brains of a personality or a person's character, the left brain, they usually more logical and deal with facts and figures, more logical. The right brain is they're more emotional and they deal with more things in an emotional way. They deal with things more logics and stuff. So that's left brain and right brain. So the reds are left brain, but they have the ability to tap in to the right brain also. And another thing about the red character trait is they make up about 15% of the population. You get that? 15% of the population. So if you're talking to someone that you just met, whether it's cold calling or someone that you met in your endeavors about in your circle of influence, and you run into somebody differently and you tell if they're red, you're going to know because 15% of them may be in that red category. And the strengths of a red. Now, the strengths of a red, they're natural born leaders. That's right. They're natural born leaders. All right. And they're very independent and they're goal oriented. They're goal oriented. And they're a real kind of, they're kind of people that they can juggle many tasks at one time. They're the ones that they're dynamic individuals. They're risk takers. Let's see. They strive to be the leaders, and they usually don't like opposition. They're real possessive type people. And in their strengths also, they are very, very domineering. Now we're going to go into the weaknesses of the Reds. The weakness of the Red, although they make fast decisions and they're very decisive, they can be the kind of people that they wait until pressure builds up and then they make a decision. And they can tend to procrastinate. That's one of the weaknesses that a Red have. They're real sympathetic for other people, so when they speak and they say something, sometimes they forget that it may hurt the other person's feelings. That's another weakness that the Reds have. So sometimes they come off as rude and pushy. That's another weakness that they have. So in that sense, if you was talking to a Red and they're very argumentative, and that's another weakness that they have. And in their very argumentative way, they say that they like to have a good debate. They call it a good debate. So you definitely got to know that the Red character trait is that particular way. They're short-tempered, and they do not listen well. So the Reds, they do not listen well. That's some of their weaknesses, that they do not listen well. They like a challenge. Reds, they like bragging on the importance or bragging on their abilities. They're braggers. They like being in control. Reds like to be in control, and they like to they work better in stressful situations. And like I said earlier, they are multitaskers, so they work better in stressful situations. The Reds do. And another thing, let's see, Reds like to be in charge, and they like to win. They like making money, so they like making decisions and winning, and they're very competitive. So you tell a Red how to deal with a Red if you fluff them up and you talk about all the talented things that they can do and all the very things. In other words, you say, well, hey, I know you're very leader oriented. I know you're a type of person where you're multitasking and you can handle things all at once, and in this business you'll be able to really turn it up, but I don't think you can do it as good as I am. So when you say that, you automatically put on a challenge for the Red, and they ready to get in there and tear it up. That's the kind of character that a Red has. So you have to keep that in mind, that a Red definitely would like that kind of a challenge. But their dislikes is they don't like to follow. They're very terrible about following. They don't like to be behind. They don't like to be second in anything. So they definitely want to be first in all. The occupations for most, now remember that any of these character traits, whether it's the phlegmatic, the yellow, the sanguine, the blue, the melancholy, the green, or the choleric, the red, in which we're talking about, they can fall in any category of an occupation. But most of the reds, they like to be in occupations like top executives, plant managers, military leaders. They like to be in leadership positions because they are very, very oriented type people, and they direct type people, so they like to be able to direct orders and be very evasive in what they do. And so they are, if you want to talk about what they are excited about, they're excited about action, action, action. The Reds are very action oriented. The Reds also, their fears is being hustled and being soft. They don't like people being soft. So if you want to talk to a Red, then They very at a fast pace. They like for you to get right to the point. Get right to the point. So definitely, speaking to a red, you want to get right to the point and get your facts right out to them and move right along. They're very decisive. They're a type of people that's quick and decisive. So if you want to find out, if you want to describe them as an animal, you would say a lion or a shark or an eagle. Some leading animals that's very domineering type of animals. So that's the animal that you could describe. If you're going to describe them as a geometric shape, it'd be the triangle, because they're very solid standing. The base of a triangle, you know, they're very structured type people. And their wants, they want to be in control. Definitely want to be in control. Their specialties is being in charge. Definitely being in charge. And let's see, be blessed. And the other things about the reds are, when you're talking to a red, you want to be right to the point. And if you're writing them, you want to be precise and write directly to them. Just get your point made when you're writing to them. Another thing about the red is their motto is my way or the highway. Most of them, their motto is shape up or ship out. I mean, they have that type of a character. And they also, if you want to, they like for you to save them time, because they don't like for you to waste their time. So in the red's character, they're patterned just that way. That's just the way they are. So you definitely got to be able to connect with them within the first 30 seconds and find out if that is a red. You want to make sure you use these characters for that particular type of character trait. Use these patterns and use these things to an advantage to connecting with them. Let's see. Another thing, if they become very depressed when they have no control or they don't feel appreciative. That's a red. When they don't feel appreciative, they become very depressed. Very depressed. And when they're out of control or they're not in control, that depresses them also. So guys, this is James Buckley. I just want to give you a few characters about the red, the choleric character, and I definitely want to be able to share these things with you, that you can be able to know how to connect and build relationships with the red character trait and the choleric personality. So definitely look forward to seeing you on the next video. Want to have some fun with this. I hope you gathered a lot of information about the choleric. Now, are you a choleric? Are you a red? Just some of the things I've discussed. Ask yourself, do you have this character? I look forward to talking with you on the next video. This is James Buckley. Be blessed.